The WRT Boxing Show with your host, Mr.A. November 15th, 2019 boxing post-fight recap. In 5, 4, 3, 2. Thank you for that time. Thank you for your support. What we're going to do, just like we did the combined action on the card for the post-fight, we're going to combine this segment, talk about the cards of the 15th. The Moloney boys, Fielding, and Goulamirian. Now, all the fights went exactly how we talked about. The A side winning, maybe not as dramatic or easy as we thought, but for the most part, they did. The only one who really had trouble was Andrew Moloney, which I thought he was going to have the easiest time, to be honest. Even though the guy he fought never been stopped, never been that. I just thought the skill set was too far in the gap to be competitive. But it is boxing, and you make dumb mistakes, you get caught, and we will get into that. Like, again, I am your host, Mr.A. This is the Ready Talk Boxing Show. I am the host. I just want to say thank you for your time and support. If you've been here, you know who I am. For you new viewers, what the show is about is the Ready Talk Boxing Show. We talk boxing. Boxing junkies, this is the boxing rehab. You come on in, whether you're lightweight, super lightweight, heavyweight, bantamweight, uppercut, jab lover, mover, defense lover, whatever you are, you're a junkie of boxing, this is your rehab. It gets talked about in here. As you can see, the fights that we're going to cover, not too many other channels are posting them. So, junkies, welcome on in. The best versus the best is our little lingo, 1 through 15. That is our term of who the best are, 1 through 15. Whatever you think about them, they're 1 through 15. This is our sport. We got to respect them. Now, they get their shots. They determine do they deserve those spots, and we talk about it. Now, that being said, these cards, like I said, people are not talking much about this weekend of boxing, but these are all ranked fights. These are all ranked fights. You know, boxing is not a seasonal sport. It's a year-long sport. You know, people are starting to talk about, oh, is it getting oversaturated? No. You know, how boxing got to get bigger. You know, it's a year-long sport. You know, NBA has their seasons, their leagues, the D League, baseball has the minor league, blah, blah, blah. We don't, as boxing, we don't have that. Yeah, we have amateur, but as pros, there is no AFC, NFC in football. I don't know how it is in us international football. I know there's like Premier League. I hear all that stuff. So and then eventually someone comes and wins. Boxing's worldwide. You got the Asian boxing, you got European boxing. So all boxing around the world, they all mix in the same rankings. So how the hell we gonna determine that if we don't talk about these fights? Oh, who's this bum? Who's that bum? Oh, the one you decided not to cover. So that's why he's a bum. Right here on the WRT Boxing Show, ranting and raving. Like I said, these fights, whatever people want to say about them, whatever they want to say about the fighters, who they are, the rankings. This is our sport. We're going to cover it right here on the WRT Boxing Show. Starting off with Rocky Fielding. Coming off his comeback win against Canelo. Comeback loss with Canelo. We saw him get a win. It was shaky. Like I said, in talking, we said Rocky Fielding should win this fight, just like all the others say. But I just had a feeling that it's going to be some scary moments in here. This guy is going to... He had the hand speed to trouble Rocky's Fielding, what I thought. And you saw he was clubbing. He was tagging Rocky Fielding. Yeah, Rocky Fielding let loose a nice little fucking David Benavidez video game combination. Porky Medina on his ass, knocked him out. He got up. I think he could have went on, but yeah, he would have got knocked out. So if you want to say safety stoppage, I completely agree with you. But if you just want to say he could have went on, it's the WRT Boxing Show. Ready talk boxing. We're gonna talk what you want to do. Knock out, let him go on. But either way, good stoppage. Rocky Fielding, and it's worrisome, right? It's worrisome because I get it. Just want to come back, shake off a little bit of rust, get the ball rolling again. As he said, he was gaining weight, and he knew it was time to come back. But I didn't see nothing that made me think, okay, Rocky Fielding is gonna make a threat for another championship. But is there another championship in his horizon, in his his fucking view. And I'm gonna say yes. I said like in 1 or 2 fights that Rocky Fielding had a title shot. And this is how, folks. Right here, Mr. A is going to tell you on the Double RT Boxing Show. If you have not subscribed, hit the thumbs up because you're a boxing junkie and you don't want to be in the rehab, you know? Where can Rocky Fielding get a title shot? Now, all the ranking bodies, he is ranked. He is ranked. You got him at number 8 for the WBC with David Benavidez. Maybe, right? And you got a nice UK showdown with Callum Smith. You got Callum Smith right there. And Rocky Fielding. What a coincidence. He's not ranked there. He's not ranked there. IBF with Caleb Plant. It's not ranked there. It's not ranked there. So far, he's only ranked with the WBC. Do you really see him getting a shout at the WBC? The Zone fighter, ESPN fighter now. Ooh, where else is he? That's the only place he's ranked at, right? But the guy he just defeated, Abdullah Pazawazbizi, number 15 for the WBO. Number 15 for the WBO. And Billy Joe Saunders is a WBO champion. Now, I could definitely see Rocky Fielding. Eddie Hearn likes him. I could definitely see somehow Rocky Fielding getting a title shot at Billy Joe Saunders for one last hoorah. Billy Joe Saunders, like I said, who are his opponents? Well, starting from, we're just going to read the top 5. We did this a couple while ago. Eric Bizani, Rohan Murdoch, Zach Parker, Zach Dunn, Vincent Fingenbuns. See, the only ones I know is Zach Parker and Zach Dunn and Vincent Fingenbuns. I don't know the first two. And Vincent's tied up with Caleb Plant, supposedly. Zach Dunn, I think, is having a fight coming up in Australia soon, or not like in the next 3 weeks. Zach Parker, I don't know what's going on with him. But, like I said, who else is Billy Joe going to fight except Rocky Fielding? He's trying to get a Canelo. Common opponent, Rocky Fielding, perhaps, maybe. Moving on. Two Moloneys. Now, these twins, they fucked me up, you know. I predicted it wrong. I predicted Jason to have a hard time and Andrew to have an easy time. Whoops. You know. Body shots for both these guys were on point. As you saw, Jason got Dixon out quick. You know, slipping and sliding. You know, I will say I did not expect both of them to be pumping out the jabs this much, dude. Like, finally, you brought back your jabs. Thank you. You brought back your jabs. They look good. But the one thing they still do not do is feint. They do not feint, and they stay in the pocket too damn long. Everything else, I think if these guys were movers with their punch accuracy, it'd be so much better. So much better. As you saw, like I said, Jason did easy work. Body shots, beautiful, slipping and countering. What we expected. You know, Andrew was doing the same thing, stayed in the pocket too late, caught a vicious uppercut. Should have been a knockdown. Should have been knocked down in round 5 because I had him winning. I had him winning the first 4 rounds, and then that uppercut, I scored a 10-8. I don't care. His knee hit the ground. It was a knockdown. And after that, probably I think the next 2 rounds it took for him to recover, and then he kind of got the fight back. And like I said, I gave Jason a finish in the 9th. Andrew, if you want to say, was in the 8th or in between the 9th, the minute in between. Good work. Punch selection for both these guys. The defense for both these guys. I should say the slipping and countering for both these guys are good. Good punch accuracy. I don't like the fact that they stay in the pocket and they don't feint. That's going to be something hard to overcome, especially as they get better. Now, as far as Andrew, who I believe he's just in line for his your fight match. Now, as far as Jason, when we were talking about what's next for him, and I said, him being with Top Rank, there's that Joshua Greer fight out there, and I I hit, I said it on Twitter. I said on Twitter, Joshua Greer, him and Jason Moloney and Joshua Greer, you should fight. Joshua Greer hit me back up. Bring it, I'm down with it. So he sees that's what a name. Even though he's more known in the States, Maloney's a higher rank than him. So he sees he's on my state. This motherfucking Australian guy is coming to my states on my station. I'm Mr. ESPN. He said he's down with the fight. See if Team Maloney's down with the fight. So I'm on Twitter at RRTB Show. At RRTB Show if you want to see the Joshua Greer reply. Really, I don't see, without the feints and the consistency of that jab. They need that jab, but if these guys stay in the pocket the way they do, as long as they do and don't feint, I don't see Jason doing that next level. I don't see him beating Luis Neri. Depending on what Josh Greer shows, if Josh Greer shows up behind the jab and stop trying to fucking please the fans and just do what he did that made the fans love him, break him down and then knock him out. He's trying to knock him out first. He needs to go back to breaking him down. That's gonna be a good ass fight. Good ass fight. So Maloney's, they need to get out the pocket. They need to get out the pocket. And then we're gonna finish the video with the WBA Cruiserweight champ, Arsen Goulamirian, knocking out Kevin Watts with a body shot. I watched the fight. Um, Everything we said. Arsen, he's the watered down generic version of Murat Gassiev, Triple G. His accuracy is still not there, but he hits hard. The punch selection is there. Like I said, he fights just like Triple G. It was a hard opponent to gauge anything else. Kevin Watts is just, he almost reminds you of just like a bare knuckle brawler, falling as he's punching. He's not clear over his feet. His weight's not balanced. So really hard to say what Goulamirian's gonna do. He to me, he should have looked better against his opponent, even though sloppy opponents make you look like shit. Is the, like I said, Goulamirian, his jab is getting little. It looked like he's getting more consistent, more believing and coming behind the jab. That was looking good. So that part, like I said, fight by fight, he is looking better, but his punch accuracy is still off. I don't see him beating Lawrence Okolie, the RT Boxing Show's franchise champion, Lawrence Okolie. But he came in behind the jab, worked the body, missed those power hooks like normal. He's still not cutting off the ring. So with that muscular frame and him missing and walking around the ring, he's going to eventually tire himself out, which he does on some fights, but he comes back. He's just a big, thick, solid fucking French dude. Or what is he, Arabian or Armenian, but representing France. I'm calling him a French dude. Just a big fucking French dude. He's thick, but I'm not seeing a vast improvement. Like I said, it's hard to really judge him against Kevin Watts, but he did the job, retained his title, 4th round body stoppage. Like I said, good jabbing, good body hooks, but still missing on those hooks. Walking people down, not cutting off the ring. We shall see. I predict mid-2020, Arsen Goulamirian will lose his title to Lawrence Okolie, the RT Boxing Show's franchise champion. Thank you for your time and support.